And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
Good morning, kids. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. In honor of Veterans Day, Dry Fast All Gas is honoring all the veterans. I would love for this Ford Mustang Dark Horse, one of one, partnered with Roush, partnered with A Hero. I would love for this badass vehicle to go to a veteran, and that's why we did 10% off today, the entire website, and 40 times bonus entries for 24 hours only in honor of Veterans Day. So go to Dry Fast All Gas right now. I pray to God one of you guys wins this badass vehicle. Your boy's fresh off the plane from SEMA. SEMA, as I always get anxiety when there's a lot going on, and I had a perception of how crazy SEMA is, and that was overwhelming, and it was, I couldn't even comprehend how much was going on. I mean, it's a Super Bowl. It's the freaking grand oso of all cars, mod shows. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. There's different wings. There's like the North Hall, South Hall, West, right? East Hall. I had to stay at the Magnesium booth for a certain amount of time because that's where my Dry Fast All Gas Dark Horse Mustang was at. So I was there most of the time. And then when I was there for whatever 2-3 hours, then I'd walk around with my brother and Lex. And my dad showed up. My dad has always wanted to go to SEMA, so he flew in for it. We covered maybe a quarter of it, and we walked over 22,000 steps a day and still didn't have enough time. I was only there for 2 days, and it's so big. It's just insane. It was wild. You'd have loved it, Jen.
I know.
Had some badass GTRs.
I love SEMA. Yeah.
Wild shit, dude. Wild, wild, wild.
I watched video of just all the cars coming in.
Watch twice. Yeah. I watch.
I watch videos of cars coming in like at nighttime too.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's insane. Yeah.
And then outside, so that's just indoor. Then outside, it's like the drift contest. It's just, you're just like, oh, it's so overwhelming in a great way. It was so dope. Yeah. It was so cool. I need to go earlier next time. I need to figure out my schedule. I can go earlier next time. I don't even know if in 4 days you could cover it all. I mean, maybe if you're not working, you just walk into every hall. But even 4 days, tough, man. It was wild, dude.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Do you like the trucks? That's the one thing I don't like. The like monster truck kind of things with lights underneath them. You know what I'm talking about? With the huge rims.
Oh, no. Oh, so I had a debate with my brother and Lex about this. So you're talking when it's like the F-350 Super Duties that have like the 8-inch lift on them, and then they have the big chrome wheels and the
like
skinny
low
tires.
profile tires. Yeah, I hate that, dude. What?
Also hate it.
Yeah.
You can't stand it. Anytime I see a truck with big wheels and small tires, I get physically sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
That being said, I can appreciate the craftsmanship.
Dude.
They're so expensive to do. And it's so much work what they do with those things. Not practical. And I think they look stupid as hell. But I appreciate the work that goes in them. I'm not a big lowrider guy either. But again, I appreciate. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
I'm with you on this, and I'm glad you brought that up. It's disgusting, and it's not what they're made for, and that should be against the law in America. But I don't make the rules.
We're on the same page at least.
It's disgusting.
Oh my God, I can't stand
this. It's disgusting. It's very confusing. Why would you do that? But the work that goes into it and the amount of money to get that long travel-ish looking suspension and all the detail, and they design, all the upper and lower control arms and all that. It's wild and it's art, but it's disgusting, right?
It just doesn't fit. Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
160K.
Yo, yeah. 20-inch wheels with those skinny tires.
Low pros.
Like, just put bigger wheels on, and then the stance, the width they put on the tires too. It's all disgusting. Yeah. It doesn't make sense, and you can't really off-road in those things either. And they have all the lights.
Yeah,
they have so many lights underneath. Now it's a type of art. It's just not for me, and it shouldn't be for anybody. But the amount of work and detail that goes into it, I respect it. Just like lowriders, I respect it. Not my vibe, baby. Even though I look Mexican, I dress like this. Not my vibe. I know it's conflicting for some. It's not my vibe. They had a thing there called the Earth. I think Earth Roamer or
Those
Earth
are so
Mover.
badass. No, Earth Roamers, yeah.
I've never seen it.
Oh, those are
Bro,
so sick. Dude.
they're like F450s, the front. Then the back is, it's like the back is like RV-ish, but more modern. And then the whole shell is carbon fiber, so it's lighter. So that one on the right is $650,000. That one on the left is 1.2 mil. But inside, they are litty.
That's my dream.
I could see you digging that, Jim.
Yeah.
They're so sick. We talked to the guy who designs them for a hot second. We walked around them. They were so dope. I was like, do you guys do anything in the engine? Because so much weight. He's like, no, you really don't need to. I'm like, nonsense. If I got that, I would make that thing rip. Everyone kept asking where the Hummers are. I'm like, whoa. Those things are going to take a while. They'll be at SEMA next year, 2025. We got that confirmed. So the Hummers will be at SEMA, and we're working with SIG Motorsports, and we got something special up our sleeves for those Hummers. I'm obsessed with Hummers right now. But let's get to the fights, guys. That's why we're all here, and it is a big week. They've been edging us with these terrible Apex cards for this reason. For this exact reason. It's UFC 309. It's finally freaking here. Yes, Stipe and Jon Jones are finally going to fight. Shut your little traps. They're finally going to fight. Yes, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul are actually going to fight this Friday. Those are real words coming out my mouth. Both those fights are going to happen. One happens on Friday, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. That's on Netflix. And then on pay-per-view, UFC pay-per-view, you have UFC 309. Yes, it is actually going to happen. Hopefully nobody gets hurt the week of the fight, but this is actually coming to fruition. It's actually happening. That is real. So let's get into it. The whole narrative on this, if you listen to any of the journalists, anybody who's doing content like I do, the YouTubers, the people on social media, it's like, oh, Jon Jones, he's ducking Aspinall. This Stipe fight doesn't make sense. He's not the real champ. He's ducking Aspinall. He's scared of Aspinall. John did an interview where he goes, the Alex Pierre fight actually makes more sense for me and my legacy and all this stuff. People are like, well, that's fine if you want to just do these whatever one-off like weird legend fights. We'll give up the belt. Oh, you fucked up. He doesn't owe you anything. This is prize fighting at its finest. He wants the biggest prize and the easiest task. That's what he's doing. Figure it out. He's also earned that right. He is, bar none, the greatest combat fighter of all time out of any division. Hands down. Oh, but it's PD. Shut up. They were all on it back when he tested hot. All of them. He's the greatest of all time. He's earned this right to do what he wants to do. And I always find it so conflicting when people are like, oh, fighters' rights, fighters' pay, fighters need to stick up for themselves. And then you got a career GOAT in Jon Jones who's beat the who's who. You look at his resume compared to anybody else. This ain't even a conversation. Nobody has earned the right more to call their shots. He's at the point of his life where, yeah, he can call his shots. He's earned that. And y'all want to complain. He needs to fight Tom Aspinall. For what? I love Tom Aspinall. Do I think Tom Aspinall is the best heavyweight on the planet? I do. Do I think he can beat Jon Jones and Stipe? Yes, probably both in the same night. That doesn't matter in this situation. You guys are getting confused. Look at Tom Aspinall's resume. As of right now, who has he beat in order to call his shot against Jon Jones? Who's he beat? Curtis Blades, that's cool. Sergey Pavlovich, okay, not a Hall of Famer. Tiberia, okay. Lost Curtis Blades, leg blew out, all right. Volkov, tough guy. Sergey Spivak, okay. Orlovsky, okay. Do you want to go through Jon Jones' resume right now? This isn't a conversation. Yeah, but he deserves it. He's the number one guy. None of that matters. Now, as a purist, And if you've been following the sport for a long time, some of y'all jumped on during the pandemic. You're like, this doesn't make sense to me. Shut it. As a purist, yes, Tom Aspinall is the number one guy. He's the interim champ. It would make sense if he fought the champion. If this is a regular sport, if this isn't an entertainment sport, that's probably how it should go. But you guys keep forgetting. This is not like the NFL. This is not like the NBA. They're here to make money. They're here to make entertaining fights. Jon Jones is the A side in every single facet, whoever he fights. Let's take a little break here, then we get back into all the chit chat about Jon Jones versus Stipe going down this freaking Saturday at UFC 309. Because this episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. DriveFastAllGas.com is powered by Shopify. When you check out, it is Shopify. They make it so dang easy. Home of the number one checkout on the planet. This is the reason we use them. And the not so secret with Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%. That's a big deal. Meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales keep coming in. Cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business with your commerce platform, better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout as Drive Fast All Gas. All right, that's what we use. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Schaub, all lowercase, SCHAUB, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Schaub to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Schaub. Cha-ching. Now, there was a narrative a long time ago that Jon Jones doesn't sell pay-per-views. Put out maybe by the UFC, that narrative. That's not true, y'all. That is fake news. Jon is one of the biggest pay-per-view stars they've ever had, hands down. So get that out of your vocabulary. Jon Jones is a major draw. For people saying, oh, he's never been a draw, that's not real. That is a narrative that somebody put out when he was negotiating all that bullshit. It was to devalue the fighter. And now the fighter has value, went to heavyweight, the greatest light heavyweight, the greatest fighter to ever compete in the UFC, the greatest fighter to ever compete in combat sports history. And now he has some power on his side, and y'all want to tear him down. Well, if he's not going to fight Tom Aspinall, what are we doing? Strip him of his belt. He should just relinquish the belt. No, he shouldn't, you dumbasses. If he relinquishes the belt, he doesn't make the big money. He's a prize fighter. What would you do? What would you do? Take all your bias out of it. What would you do? If you're Jon Jones, the greatest to ever do it, you're getting older. Would you forego a Stipe fight? And right now, Stipe's resume is insanely better than Tom Aspinall's. We just haven't given Tom Aspinall the chance. It doesn't matter. This is very black and white. Right now, Stipe is regarded as one of, if not the best heavyweight ever in the UFC. That's his legacy. In 10, 20 years, if you look back on it, Jon's right. A win over Stipe does a lot more for his legacy than Aspinall. Because right now, your narrative on Aspinall is, well, he's number one. It doesn't matter. You're assuming Aspinall's going to go on and do great things. So am I. What if he doesn't? What if Tom Aspinall fights Cyril Gane next and loses? What if Tom Aspinall goes on a 2-fight skid? Tom Aspinall doesn't have a ton of history in the heavyweight division. Yes, he's the number one guy right now. Stipe, if he never fought again, is regarded as the best heavyweight to ever do it in the UFC. Jon wants that feather in his cap. Figure it the fuck out. Stop complaining. And the other reason you're seeing so many journalists, so many shows, so many people who are in the space go bad on Jon is because he doesn't give them interviews. That's why you're seeing all this weird fake news, all this hate for Jon, this whole circling media bullshit about Jon this, Jon owes us this. Jon doesn't owe you shit. Jon could retire right now. He's the greatest to ever do it. So Jon's looking at the landscape going, all right, Tom Aspinall, unproven. Do the hardcores and do I and people that know the space think Tom Aspinall is the best heavyweight on the planet? Yes. But as of right now, Tom is unproven. Tom really hasn't done much. Compared to Jon Jones, hasn't done much at all. compared to Stipe, hasn't done much. But he's the most dangerous. But he's the least famous. So if you're Jon Jones, take your bias out of it. If you're Jon Jones, you're looking at the landscape. Okay, I could fight. I'm older. I'm probably slower. I'm probably not in my prime. I can fight Stipe. He's regarded as the best heavyweight of all time. And I just got to heavyweight. He's regarded as the best. He hasn't fought in 4 years. And more people will tune into this than if I fight the number one contender that most people don't know about in America. He's way more dangerous, and he's not even in his prime. He's just getting there, but he's unproven. I'll make less money fighting a tougher fight, or I can fight Stipe, who's regarded as the best to ever do it in heavyweight. I just got to heavyweight. I'll make more money, more eyeballs, main event, Madison Square Garden. What would you do? You're coming over here, dude. Hate to tell you, every fighter wants the most famous, easiest fight possible, making the most money. It's called prize fighting. Y'all must have forgot, too, the UFC is in cahoots with the WWE. This is the whole story here. And when Jon goes, I'd much rather fight Alex Pereira, Tom hasn't proven himself. When are you guys going to figure it out? This is no different than WWE. That actually helps Tom Aspinall. It gets more people on Tom Aspinall's side. You have a heel, you have a baby face. Tom Aspinall is the baby face here. He can do no wrong. What has Tom done that the media, the Real Housewives of the UFC, picks up and goes, Tom Aspinall, look, he has a great case here. What has he done? Besides beat everybody in front of him. But again, there's not a long resume there where there's no question that, oh man, he has to fight Jon. He just hasn't earned that right yet. He hasn't. Jon's earned it by how long has he been fighting? How long has he been the best? The longest reign we've ever seen. Jon can do whatever he wants. He's earned that. And you got to realize when you go, well, Tom's number one. Yes, right now. And just like you, I'm assuming Tom goes on to do great things. But it's not guaranteed. He's in the heavyweight division. So to Jon's point, he really hasn't earned it. Well, he's number one right now. Yeah, who's he beat? Who's he beat? The division sucks right now. There's not many people there. That's why the only option for him is to be the alternate. And that's his doing. He bent the knee. Most champions, especially interim champs, when they go, hey man, you gotta be the alternate here, they're like, fuck off, I'm the real champ. He went, yes sir, right away, sir. Now, you don't want to get a verbal altercation with the UFC brass. That hasn't worked out for anybody, but you just can't do everything they tell you to do because you're clearly not the A side here. Jon's the A side in every fucking facet, and he's earned it. So all you YouTubers, critics, journalists going, if Jon just retires off to the sunset, he's ducking him. No, he's not. When has Jon ever been scared of anybody? What Jon's doing is what's best for him. You guys, fighters' rights and fighter pay, and then when a fighter finally sticks up for himself because he has the power to do it, because he's earned it, and the UFC can't do much here, because it's Jon Jones, you guys start crying. Well, which one is it? What do you want? Are you happy a fighter finally has say and controls his destiny, and he's older, he's the greatest to ever do it, and he wants to take, yeah, it's an easier fight than Tom Aspinall, but don't get it twisted. Stipe, yes, he's had 4 years off. Yes, his last fight he lost. That's all correct. But Stipe's bigger, stronger than he's ever been. He hasn't taken any punishment in 4 years. This isn't going to be a walk in the park. It's still fucking Stipe. Everyone discrediting Stipe. This ain't going to be Jon just mowing through Stipe. I can almost guarantee you that. This will be a much better fight than you think. And then if the odds are correct and Jon were to get by Stipe, then it's up to Jon what he wants to do at his age and his legacy. Again, if you're Jon Jones' dad, brother, manager, and you get through Stipe, you go, all right, UFC's giving you two options here. You can fight the most famous fighter currently in the UFC and probably the pound for pound number one guy, fighter of the year in Alex Pereira, who's not great at grappling, and you're very good at grappling. You can fight him, and it'll be the most watched pay-per-view of the year. There's option A. Option B is you can fight a way less famous guy who's more dangerous, who's actual real heavyweight, can grapple, grew up in a jiu-jitsu gym. We don't, there's a lot of variables we don't know. There's a lot about Tom Aspinall we do not know. He might be the greatest of all time. We don't know, but it's a much tougher fight and you make less money. If you're in his camp, what would you choose? It's clear as day. And you guys hate it. Well, Tom Aspinall's number one. Okay. Jon's the GOAT. He can do whatever he wants to do. And in 20 years, your argument, well, Tom's number one. Tom deserves nothing at this point. He hasn't gone through the fire Jon's gone through. Do we think he's going to be the best? We do. Do I think Tom Aspinall has the abilities and the talent to be the greatest of all time? I do. But that's all hype. That's all. Hopefully figures it out. We have no clue. Anything could happen. What we do know is Stipe is regarded as the greatest heavyweight of all time in the UFC. That's who he's fighting this fucking Saturday. Jon has one fight at heavyweight. Now he's fighting the greatest of all time. If he beats him, that's a much bigger feather in his cap than beating an unproven fighter that doesn't get much attention. It's prize fighting. Figure it out. I know Jon's not giving you guys interviews, so you want to hate on him, do all that shit, and Tom will take you whatever interview he wants. I get all that. But this is very black and white. The greatest of all time calls the shots. That's how this goes. Let's take a little break. Hey there, folks. I got some thrilling news to share with everybody. Don't skip past this ad. BIOptimizers Black Friday mega sale is in full swing right now. Don't wait till Black Friday. It's just not a one-day thing. It's happening throughout the entire month of November. This mega deal is available only for you guys, only with this promo code. So listen up. Now, you already know that I have unwavering trust in BIOptimizers, as I've always mentioned, okay? It's part of my daily routine, my nightly routine. These guys are the real deal. Plus, they back up their product with a rock-solid 365-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked if you don't love it, but you will. All right? So I know we all have those never-ending Black Friday wish lists, but this year I challenge you to put your health at the top of that list. It's important to get healthy. Now's the time of the year when you fill up your shopping carts and stock up on BIOptimizers goodness. Head on over to BIOptimizers.com/Schaub, all lowercase. Enter the code Schaub at checkout to get discounts plus access to up to $100 in free gifts with purchase. Trust me when I say this, you won't find a better Black Friday deal anywhere else, not even on the company website, not even on Amazon. Choose health over unnecessary things this Black Friday. Health is numero uno. Go to bioptimizers.com/Schaub, all lowercase. Use the code Schaub to get your discounts and free gifts today. You're telling me in here, who would you rather watch Jon fight next? Tom Aspinall or Alex Pereira? Entertainment-wise.
That's a tough one.
As a casual, as a consumer, you're $80. What would you rather see?
Casual, obviously, Pierre, without a doubt.
Not even close, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's honestly a toss-up. Like, they're both great.
Both great, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you're Jon, what if you beat Stipe and the odds makers have you beaten him? So let's say you smoke Stipe, you're uninjured, and then Alex is like, hey, I'm down, man. I'm over here. And then you can fight Alex, and then they give Tom another fight, and Tom proves himself. He beats Cyril Gane. Now he's undeniable. Let's say he beats Cyril Gane. It's not his nature, but he's going to have to figure it out. It's just, I don't like it either. I didn't design it this way. It's just what the UFC is these days. You got to kind of create the hype. The UFC doesn't market fighters like they used to. They don't market like they did when Jon was coming up. They don't market like they did when Machida was coming up, or DC, or Alexander Gustafsson, or Brock Lesnar, or Conor McGregor even. Those days are over. It's really on the fighter now. The UFC, the brand's so big, they don't care. They're getting theirs no matter what. So if Tom doesn't say a word, never does an interview, and falls into the shadows, they don't care, guys. That's the business. They set it up this way. It's like the NFL. Guys retire all the time. The NFL keeps going. It's not about one guy anymore. It's about the brand. The UFC's the Kleenex. UFC's Coca-Cola. So it's on the fighters to be, nope, I need attention over here. Okay, UFC goes, get it. You think UFC helped Sugar Sean O'Malley with Twitch, his appearance, the way he looks, the crazy shit he does, all the endorsement deals, his Instagram. You think they're telling him to do any of that? No, it's him, man. Undeniable. Undeniable. Conor McGregor, you think UFC said, man, we really need you to say this after the mic. No, that's all him. He earned that. That's why he's the biggest star to ever do it. He earned all that. Now the peers go, well, that's not fair. Number one fight, the champ and all that. I'm with you. I hear it. It's just not the model. It's not the world we're living in. That's just not how they operate anymore. And it sucks. Because guys like Tom Aspinall, who's insanely talented, he's a sweet dude. He's a family man. He's not going to get on the mic and rip a crazy promo. Unfortunately, they're in cahoots with the WWE. They're in the sports entertainment business, but also the fight business. So they play between the lines. That's very gray. It sucks for the fighters. I get it. I didn't build this world. Dana did. The UFC did. That's what they want. So it's on you. Unfortunately, it's on you to come up with some narrative to get the casuals, to get the general public to buy your fight. The UFC does not care anymore. They're going to sell no matter what. They're going to make money no matter what. The NFL on Sundays, they're going to get great ratings no matter if it's Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. It does not matter. That's what the UFC wants. They don't want to rely on stars because it's fighting. Anybody can lose. That's not their business model. They went away from that a long time ago, man. And if you build up big enough, they'll put the boost behind it, and then you're off to the races. But if not, if you're just this talented fighter getting wins, but you're doing it quietly, unfortunately, you get lost in the shuffle. I don't like it either. That's the world we live in. It sucks. And unfortunately, Tom Aspinall is a victim of that. Wildly talented. There's a lot of unknown to him, though. So when people are upset that Jon's not calling him out, yeah, because he's a prize fighter. He wants the biggest fight, the most money, and the clear path to victory. That's Stipe. That's Alex Pereira. Unfortunately, it's not Tom Aspinall. That's the world we live in. But for anybody saying, oh, Jon's ducking him, he's ducking Francis. No. Trust me, if Tom was more famous, he'd be calling from the rooftop to fight him. This is a Tom Aspinall problem. That's where you guys are getting confused. This is a Tom Aspinall problem, not a Jon Jones problem. Jon's the greatest of all time, whether he fights Tom or not. Tom needs Jon. Jon doesn't need any of it. So that's why Jon can go, I'll fight Stipe, I'll fight Alex. Okay. Jon's still the greatest of all time. Tom hasn't earned any of that. You have to earn that. He's earned over a 16, 17-year career fighting the very best in the world. And these fighters, this whole narrative of he's ducking, he's scared, you know how stupid that is? You think Jon Jones scared of anybody?
No.
You don't think Jon Jones has an advantage? You don't think Jon Jones would be a favorite over anybody you put him against? Scared? Come on. What are we in, 4th grade? He's scared of him. Jon Jones? What? You're talking the guy when there's protests and people are out rioting that drove downtown to stop the riots by himself? That guy? You're talking about the guy that has always stuck up for himself. Always stuck up for himself. Always stuck up for himself. Remember when they tried flipping the script and giving Chael Sonnen on late notice, a short notice, and went, nope. And all the pressure. Remember Dana going bad on him? Went, nope. Nuh-uh. Not worth the brand. Remember all the trash he got from the journalists and the media? But then everyone wants to say, oh, these fighters need to get paid more. And then when a guy finally earns that right, sticks up for himself, it's like, he's scared, he's ducking him. And also, figure it out. Jon is playing the game. Jon's playing the game. I'm not worried about Tom. I'll fight Alex. That builds this narrative. It's the Real Housewives of the UFC. It's a soap fucking opera. That's all it is. That's all this is. This helps Tom. He's a babyface. Oh, Tom's getting screwed over. Tom's the best. Tom just needs to keep eating that. Yeah, hell yeah. He needs to stick up for himself. It's not on Jon to help Tom get more famous in the space. Tom needs Jon. Jon doesn't need anybody. He can do whatever he wants. He's earned that right. Figure it out. Figure it out. I do not think this is a fight where Jon walks through him. I think that's so inconsiderate. I think that's so just disrespectful of Stipe. I think Stipe's been training his balls off, man. I think it's going to be a much tougher fight than you think. And I think it's going to push the narrative of, man, Jon's lost a step, and that just builds the momentum for whatever he does next. Whether he retires, whether he moves on, whether he fights Alex, whether he fights Tom, this just builds it. Stipe's not going to be a walk in the park. I can guarantee you that. Stipe's, it's going to be, this thing's not going to go in the first round, the second round. This thing's going to be a bit of a fight. And that's what we need. Because at Jon at heavyweight, there's some unanswered questions. At light heavyweight, we have no questions. Greatest of all time, dominant. One of the most dominant athletes of all time. But at heavyweight, he had a delightful debut against a Cyril Gane who can't grapple. It was picture perfect. We found out nothing about Jon at heavyweight. He looked out of shape. Like, what the hell's going on here? So there's a lot of questions unanswered. A lot of those questions will be answered Saturday night against Stipe. He's not going to go easy. And also, Stipe has a lot more power punching capabilities than Jon Jones. Stipe can crack. Stipe's bigger than ever. The last thing to go is power. Stipe has power. Jon can get hit from time to time. Stipe can also wrestle. Stipe is also a big dude. Stipe has cardio. This is not going to be a walk in the park. I would like to see Tom Aspinall Stipe, to be honest. Even if Stipe loses one, I would love to see Tom and Stipe. I think Stipe has one or two left in the tank. And here's something nobody's talking about. What if, in this crazy world we live in, Stipe connects with a left or right hook and drops Jon and wins this fight? Then what?
It happened with Max. I mean, dude, I'm so excited for this fight now.
Yeah.
Because Jon has a awesome chin. Stipe can crack.
Stipe
It's
can
going to
crack.
be sick, dude, yeah.
Jon's a little bit slower. He's not used to heavyweight, carrying the weight. Stipe can crack. Stipe has cardio. Stipe can wrestle. No one holds Stipe down.
Be badass.
5 rounds, Madison Square Garden. Take my fucking money. This ain't just oh, Jon got this, I'm not gonna buy it. You're stupid. No. Don't do Stipe like that. You're talking about the greatest to ever do it. The greatest American heavyweight champion of all time, dude. He's beat some of the very best. Fighting Jon Jones. Whoever you like as GOAT, who do you like Fedor? Jon beat the shit out of him in his prime. Who else you like? Verdum, Jon would beat him. Who else you like? Name your pound for pound GOATs. GSP, Jon would beat the shit out of GSP in his prime. Who else? Who's your GOATs? Jon beats all of them. And one of the reasons Jon's getting so much blowback from the fans is because Dana White's kind of co-signing this right now. So you have the evil dictator, you got Jon Jones who has his dark history, and they've joined forces. That's what's going on. That's what's going on here. And so the fans, oh my God, I can't believe this. That's what's going on. But to assume this is a walk in the park for Jon is wild. This is not. I can guarantee that. Stipe's not one of those guys just doing it for a paycheck. You're talking about a blue-collar Cleveland boy who's trained his ass off and has had 4 years, also working as a firefighter. Stipe's not a guy that just signs up for something for the payday. He's fine. Trust me, he's fine. He's a beast. He's had 4 years of rest. There's ring rust for sure, but Jon has ring rust too. He didn't find a hot fucking second. Last fight was too easy. He didn't learn much from that. I'm so excited for this fight. By far the best fight in the card. Not a great card. I'm not going to honey dick you, say this is the greatest card you've ever seen. For Madison Square Garden, too, this ain't shit. I'll be honest with you. Usually at Madison Square Garden, it's fucking stacked. This ain't stacked. You don't need it to be. You got Jon Jones, the greatest of all time, fighting Stipe, the greatest heavyweight of all time. What's up? That's happening this Saturday, finally. The co-main event, I don't like rematches. We've seen how this goes, but this one's kind of fun because Chandler, he did rock him and then lost. So, okay. For Chandler, kind of sucks. This is supposed to be Conor. Supposed to have Jon Jones and Conor on the same card. So I think maybe that's why I'm not thrilled about it. Also, the main event and co-main event, Jon Jones, Stipe, Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler, all of them, their movie's kind of over. We're at the end credits for all 4 of these gentlemen. Those end credits can be lit, and their next fight's gonna be fun, but it's the end of the movie for everyone involved in the main event, co-main event. Their legacies are already defined. It's not some young up-and-comer. It's not like Bo Nickel, where it's like, oh, man, nothing better. Like, I can't wait to see his legacy. He has so much to prove. All these guys are proven. It's over. All good. All good. Bo Nickel, Paul Craig, even that one, it's like, Bo Nickel doesn't want to be in Paul Craig's guard, but on the feet, Bo's probably going to light his ass up. It's as tough as test, but there's still a lot of questions we need to answer with Bo Nickel. But again, Bo's a stock. I'm putting all my money on Bo. Let's take a little break because this episode of the Schaub Show UFC 309 is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Ow! They're in the business of keeping your car on the road. O'Reilly Auto Parts offers friendly, helpful service and parts knowledge you need for all your maintenance and repairs. All right? They've got thousands of parts and accessories in stock, either in-store or online, so you never have to worry if you're in a jam. I go there all the time. Sometimes they have it in the back. Sometimes they don't. I come up the next day. It's there. The team at O'Reilly Auto Parts can do all sorts of stuff for your maintenance, your battery, whatever you need. They want your car on the road. That's the point. So whether you're a car expert or a rookie, you'll find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are knowledgeable, helpful, best of all, super friendly. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are your one-stop shop for all things auto do-it-yourself, and you can find what you need in-store or online. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today. Visit them at O'ReillyAuto.com/Schaub. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Schaub. This episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. The Name Your Price tool puts you in charge of your auto insurance by working just the way it freaking sounds. Name your price. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance. Name your price. Then they'll show you a variety of coverages that fit within your budget, giving you so many options. Now, that's something you're going to want to jump on. It's easy to start a quote, and you'll be able to choose the best option for you and super fast. It's just one of the many ways you can save with Progressive Insurance. Get a quote today at Progressive.com to try the Name Your Price tool for yourself. Join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates, price and coverage match limited by state law. Progressive. Go back to that 309 card. I mean, if I was a bald billionaire and running the UFC, I would have changed up the main card to make it a little more crispy. I would have kicked off with Jim Miller, Damon Jackson. That'd been my first fight of the night. And then I would have had Chris Weidman, Eric Anders as the second fight of the night. And then my third fight of the night, I'd get the chicks off. I'd have Bo Nickel, Paul Craig. And then co-main event, I have Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler, and then Jon Jones, Stipe. That's a pretty litty card. Veronica Hardy, always fun to watch. Mickey Gall's great. Yeah. You could have stacked that main card. But again, you want people to tune in for the prelims. That always equals sales for the pay-per-view, so I get that. Fans know Chris Weidman. Eric Anders, whoever loses that one probably done, huh?
I'm really curious about how Chris Weidman does.
Eric Anders too.
Yeah.
He only has one or two left.
Why do you think they put that women's flyweight card that high?
I don't know, Chin.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
There's so much better fights on there. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my answer. You like that?
I like it.
How about my main card shuffle up, though? That thing's lit,
Yeah,
right?
Take that.
Dude, if you're like, Chris Weidman, Eric Anders, Jim Miller, all in the main card, Bo Nickel.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen, they know better than me. I'm just some dumbass that rants to no mic. What do I know? And then Friday night, dude, massive fight as well. You have Game Bread going down. I will be in Biloxi, Mississippi. Did you two know that? I leave Wednesday for Biloxi, Mississippi, because your boy's getting his Joe Rogan on, doing my bestest with my brother from another mother, Robin Black. We will doing the commentating for Game Bread this freaking Friday. Yeah, it's going down, Chin. You didn't even know, did you?
I didn't, man.
Wish you'd keep up with things. Go look at that card. Go down. Oh, they had it all right there. That's all right. That's the old one, Chin. Go back. You're on it. Go down. Mm-hmm. There you go. There you go. Randy Costa, Brandon Davis, Maurice Green, Chase Sherman. Love me some Chase Sherman. Josh Weems, Jason Knight. Take my money. Jason Knight in Biloxi, Mississippi. Good luck beating that guy.
That Kevin Lee thing's badass.
Yeah, Kevin Lee. Saul Alameda. It's a fun card. They have no gloves on. It is as brutal as it gets. It's so entertaining.
And it's MMA too.
I love it, dude. Yeah. I love commentating it. But also, when I'm that close to the cage, I'm like, oh, this is why I retired. Even though I had gloves on. Same thing, no gloves. No thanks. Yeah, that's going down Friday as well. And then you also have Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I told you that I ranted about this last week. I'm still not seeing the hype. Netflix did drop a countdown type of thing.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
It started popping up on
Why
my
isn't it
YouTube.
on the main page? Like, they're giving us, all these Adam Brody shows. Like, give me fucking Mike Tyson, dude.
I know. Mike does look in shape.
I was talking to my friends who aren't super into fighting. Are
they feeling it?
they were, first of all aware it was going down when it was going down, so they knew about it, and they all agree. They're like, Mike Tyson's gonna kill him. They have that like,
Yes.
they're all like,
That's
my
what
age or a
Netflix
little bit
wants.
older,
Yeah.
and they're like, Mike Tyson, he's gonna kill this little YouTuber. Yeah,
He's gonna kill the Disney kid. That's exactly what you need to push. Yeah. Oh, okay. This fight's hard to break down for a variety of reasons. Remember, they are friends. I saw one clip on the countdown thing where Jake Paul gave him a pigeon. And Mike's like, this isn't even a good pigeon, dude. I'm going to feed it to my falcon.
Are there any good pigeons?
Yeah, I guess there's some litty pigeons. There's
Okay.
like special pigeons, and they're like marked on their feet, and he didn't give Tyson that.
Oh.
Jake Paul caught a regular New York pigeon, which are also known as rats of the sky, and gave it to Mike Tyson, and he was not happy. That's the buildup. That's what they're doing, and God bless them. Jake Paul's a minus 220. Yeah, even Vegas, like, I don't know what to do with this thing. If I were to bet on it, I would bet Jake Paul wins. I think he goes all the rounds. I think he wins by decision. If there was no friendship there, if there's no other way to say it, funny business, Jake Paul should beat an older Mike Tyson and probably fuck him up. But like I told you, it's a no win for Jake. He goes in there and beats the shit out of a 58-year-old Mike Tyson with stomach ulcers. Everyone's like, God damn, that's sad. He gets beat by Mike Tyson with a body shot in the third round. Everyone's like, dude, you lost to Mike Tyson at 58. You win by decision. Damn, dude. You can't even finish Mike Tyson at 58 with fucking stomach ulcers. I don't see the upside. His team's way smarter than me. Way smarter than me. So they know something we don't know. So we'll see. But I will take Jake Paul. I think it goes all 8 rounds. I'll take Jake Paul via decision. And if you're feeling that, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the code SCHAUB. That's code SCHAUB, SCHAUB show. For new customers, get 200 bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. So if you want to bet Jake Paul, if you want to bet Jon Jones, what's the prop bets on Jon? Because over 1.5, I will take Jon over 1.5 rounds. Yes. That fight's going over 1.5 rounds. I can almost guarantee that. Jon Jones is minus 750. So if you want to make bank, you parlay Jon at minus 750 with the over of 1.5 rounds. There you go. DraftKings, promo code SHOP. New customers bet 5, you can win 200 in bonus bets. The crown is absolutely yours. You also had one championship this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Lot of fun fights. I literally raced home from SEMA to catch this one championship. This thing was stacked. Interesting card. Some drama going into it. Our boy Rod Tang missed weight, which always sucks. Rod Tang's just a wild boy, man. he doesn't really do training camps. Like when they try to do like the countdown stuff, he just kind of, it's just life for him. He's fought since he was a kid, thousands of fights in Muay Thai. So he just kind of shows up and does his thing, and he's damn good at it. Some would say the best. So him missing weight, it's like, yeah. Last time to make weight, he had Mikey Mushimeshi help him cut weight, and Mikey's obviously not there. So, you know, Rod, look at him. It's just, he's another day in the office. Didn't have any crazy camp, not putting the miles in on the road. He just fights. It's just his job. Mm-hmm. He looked damn good. Cade Rutolo's your MVP of the night. His second MMA fight. Not the easiest fight. Tough matchup. Of course, he submitted him, but he lit this dude up. Dude looked like the hormone monster a little bit. Cade whooped his ass. Cade's going to be a problem. Him and his brother are absolutely savages. Look at Cade doing the damn thing. What's up, Darcy Darce?
You've done a bunch of those, right?
Yeah, it's kind of my thing back in the day. Cade looked fantastic. And the main event, to break your heart, Buchecha looked fantastic, but the main event was tough. Malykhin, you know, had an opportunity, you know, to label himself as the best heavyweight on the planet. The fight was back and forth, a little sloppy, split decision. I thought Malykhin still should have won, fighting this monster in Reug. But I don't think anybody was robbed. I would have given it to Malykhin, though. It just sucked for one championship because they had a piece of the pie saying we have the best heavyweight on the planet, and then he loses, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a bummer. But it's a great card. Fantastic card. Fantastic card. What do you got, Jin?
All righty. Oh, you were just talking about this. This is Tyson Fury on a Pound for Pound podcast with Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo talking about fighter pay.
Okay.
I think it's all about that. I'm all for fighters getting paid as much as possible because I know how hard this game is, the fight game. Getting knocked about year in, year out for little amounts of money, and you feel like you're not going anywhere, you're not doing anything, and all of a sudden you might get a breakthrough and it's for peanuts. And I know how difficult it is doing tough fights for no money. Been there, done it 1,000 times. So I'm all for the fighters making a ton of money as much as they can. You want the easiest fights possible for the largest amount of money. And anyone who says they want the most difficult fights possible for the least amount of money is a liar.
There you go. It's weird. It's like all fighters know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, it was just funny.
Yeah, just cosigns. I mean, one of the greatest heavyweights to ever do it in boxing. It's like, yeah, you want the easiest, most money possible. Weird. It sounds like that's what the GOAT Jon Jones is doing right now to y'all while y'all are crying. Let's take another little break here. We're almost through it, kids. This is the last break. Don't fast forward through it because listen, you're going to be watching Game Bread this Friday. You're going to see my thick ass on TV. You're going to be watching Mike Tyson, Jake Paul on Friday. You're going to be watching UFC 309. You have some brews with the boys. You have some brews on the boys, and you're like, man, I had one too many. What should I do? Say less. Sure Shot. That's right. Get a 4-pack before you even start pre-gaming. It's the world's first alcoholic detoxifier that reduces blood alcohol content as little as 30 freaking minutes. This is real. This is not snake oil. This is an actual product that sobers you up in less than 30 freaking minutes. And you wake up refreshed. You wake up, your kid has Little League. You got to go to a car show in the morning. Whatever you got to do, this thing gets your body, your mind right. Sharpens your mind, your body, liver support, well-being boost, gut support, hydration. So enjoy the fights. Have that drink on me. Get a 4-pack. Get it from your local Bevmo or get it online. Go to sureshot.com. Use promo code Brendan. You get 10% off the best recovery thing on the market. We're talking about Sure Shot. That's sureshot.com. Enjoy the fights.
Anyway, remember Luis Pena? Bob Ross, the violent Bob Ross guy? And he had like some issue with the domestic violence or something like that.
Yeah, it got dark.
I guess he's still fighting, and then he got tapped out by a reverse triangle and then retired.
Not in the UFC.
No.
Cage Titans.
They let him go right away.
Now he's got the reverse triangle.
Yeah, he's got it locked. Oh, damn, that's actually pretty locked in there. His arms across, too. You might have it. Pena might be out of...
Anyway, he tapped to it, and now he's retired.
Yeah, I get it. You're tapped out by a reverse triangle. You're like, man, fuck this.
Shall we get into the Conor McGregor stuff?
We can, yeah.
Okay, well,
So Conor McGregor. So right now in America, it's not in the news here. Some people are reporting a little bit. It's a civil lawsuit from a girl claiming that Conor McGregor raped her. If you have been following this trial, and it's going on in Dublin, it's actually on national TV out there. It's a pretty big deal out there. It's definitely a money play. The girl, the evidence that you see, she's just some pictures of bruises that were on her. There's also evidence of texts of her talking to Conor supposedly after the incident happened, like flirting with him. There's video of her kissing his arm after this stuff. Apparently she came for money before. She also texted her boyfriend after that she was fine, like she was having a good time, so he didn't worry. She says it's because he didn't worry, but it just sounds like a money play here,
Yeah, and there's some like weird details that were kind of nasty. Like she had a tampon inside her, and it was like rough sex.
Says, part of all the web of lies you were weaving, you were telling lies to your ex-partner and he was catching you out on some. And then she said she was upset and confused and hurt by what happened, and she did lie to her former partner. I was raped, battered a few hours before that, so my mind wasn't perfect at the time. I didn't care about anything at the time. All I cared about was my body and how hurt I was. I didn't care about anyone else.
Oh, she's suing this guy too.
Who's that guy?
He was apparently with Conor.
Okay. Yeah, sounds like a money play.
Yeah, dude.
Some 2018. It's civil, not.
I'm so skeptical of this girl. So,
yes,
yeah,
we all are. They say claim that Miss Hands did not know her friend and the second defendant were having sex because she saw them. I think it's another made up story.
Whoa. Yeah.
There were moaning noises and noise that indicated you were having a good time, not a bad time. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it shuffles out.
It's also like, I'm not saying, it's also her being in a relationship, and then, when this came out,
Yep.
she has to lie, or she wants to lie to her
100%.
boyfriend about
She has
like,
a history of lying before. Yep. She's like, yeah, I did lie to protect all I care about was myself. You're like, oh, okay, this is going down a weird road. It's weird how big it is out in Europe and Ireland, and then here it's just.
That's what's kind of cool about that area, though. They don't like in Ireland. They don't let news out unless it's like official, like whatever the decision is in court.
Yeah.
All right. I thought this was interesting. My parents said there was no drug testing for the Jake Paul fight.
Was he surprised? I mean, yeah, man. Yeah. You don't think Mike Tyson's on anything? You think at 58, he's just on creatine and vitamins? Yeah, do your things, fellas. Do your things. I support it.
Going back to the Tom Aspinall thing. Mm-hmm. Do you think that, so if Jon Jones does fight Alex Pereira and beats him, which I think he would, obviously, do you think it messes with his legacy at all if he doesn't fight Tom Aspinall?
No, Tom has so much to do. Now, if Tom goes on to be the greatest of all time, that's like, man, wish we would have saw that fight. But John's not ducking anybody. John's just doing what's
he's not ducking,
best for his pocket. Like, Tom has so far to go. We all assume he's going to be the greatest. None of it's proven. We're just basing off of a few fights that he's had against lesser competition. We don't know.
There's a video John made after people accused him of ducking.
I see quite a few people in here calling me a duck. I'm a duck. Call me a duck. Call me a chicken. Call me a goat. Call me a dog. I'm not in high school anymore, guys. A grown man out here chasing his dreams. It's funny that we really live in a world where being called a duck should affect me. Guys, come on.
Yeah, it's all silly.
Of all people, Jon Jones being a ducker is like insane.
Yeah, but it's this narrative again. Real Housewives of MMA. It also gives all these people that do what I do content, right? Oh, he's ducking him. Okay. The guy who's fought everybody at the highest level. You think he's scared of anybody? You know how stupid that is. It's why he's fighting. Isn't it weird? Anybody like in the business or former fighter like John's not scared. He just wants the biggest payday possible. Anybody that knows, like, of course, the media is going to run with all this bullshit narrative and try to defame Jon and discredit him and his legacy.
I think it's mostly
But
just
anybody worth anything, we know.
the fans are doing it. I think everyone knows he's
Because they never fought. These journalists, they never fought. They should strip him of his belt. He should relinquish it if he's just going to do these legendary fights. Shut up.
Alrighty. Not too much, but this is the one I thought was the most interesting that came out this week. We don't know how official this video is, but it's a video of apparently Nick Diaz trying to light a plant on fire on the street while he's shirtless.
Boy, hopefully nobody defends Nick Diaz because Nate's going to make fun of him, huh? Are they pussies if they defend Nick here? That's heartbreaking, man. Hopefully Nick and Nate are okay, you know? That sucks, man.
Yeah.
Clearly the guy's having some issues. It's terrible. We all know this isn't normal behavior, right?
But I can't tell if it's fake or not.
Nick,
What? What are you doing?
are you okay?
Who's that for?
Are you all right?
Yes.
And also, me and Case were talking earlier. He looks a lot younger there, so it might have been like a long time ago. I'm not sure if it's a real video.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's all right.
Hopefully he is. I think that's it, bro.
We covered a lot, man.
Okay.
We covered a lot. Covered a lot. You got a neck pain.
Yeah, it sucks.
Well, by the time this comes out, it'll still be going on. For the next 24 hours, you got 10% off store-wide at drivefastallgas.com. You get 40 times bonus entries for next 24 hours to win this badass Dark Horse Roush Mustang, Ford Mustang. For the veterans out there, go to drivefastallgas.com. It's the best merch we've ever done. It's so damn good. We got more stuff dropping for Black Friday. I cannot wait. Go to drivefastallgas.com right now. Somebody's going to win this damn car. I'm dropping off dressed as Santa before Christmas. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Give the ultimate gift to your dad, your brother, maybe your grandpa who's a veteran, whoever that deserves this car. I hope you win it. Go to drivefastallgas.com. Enjoy the fights. If you're in Biloxi, Mississippi, come say what's up. I will be there cage side commentating for the Game Bread fights this Friday night. Enjoy Mike Tyson, Jake Paul on Friday night. Enjoy UFC 309 because Jon Jones won't be around forever. So try not to hate on the guy so much. Just enjoy his greatness. That's UFC 309 this freaking Saturday. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, do your thing. Love you guys. I'm out.